Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're diving into three classic philosophical puzzles that get right to the core of who we are, what's real, and how much control we actually have. So get ready, because these ideas are pretty much designed to challenge everything you think you know about yourself.
Okay, let me ask you something right off the bat. Are you the same person you were 7 years ago? No, really, think about it for a second. Your cells are different, you've got new memories, maybe your whole worldview has changed. So, are you really the same person? And that question, it perfectly sets up our first big puzzle.
So let's kick things off with an ancient thought experiment that tries to get to the heart of that question. What is the you that stays the same through all of life's changes? This is the classic puzzle of the ship of Theseus. And, this is something people have been arguing about for literally thousands of years because it forces us to deal with the super tricky nature of identity. Okay, so here's how the story goes. Imagine the legendary ship of the Greek hero Theseus is being preserved as a historical artifact. As the years pass, the old wooden planks start to rot. So, to keep the ship looking good, each time a plank rots, it's replaced with a brand new, perfect replica. This goes on and on until one day, not a single original piece of wood is left. But here's the twist. Someone has been collecting all the old original planks and has reassembled them into a ship. And that brings us to the big question. You now have two ships. Ship A is the one in the harbor, looking pristine but made of all new parts. And Ship B is the one built from all the original, time-worn pieces. So, which one is it? Which is the real ship of Theseus? And this is where it gets personal. I mean, think about your own body. Your cells are constantly dying and being replaced. Over about 7 years, you're made of almost entirely new material. So just like the ship, what is it that makes you you? Is it your physical body? Is it the continuity of your memories, your consciousness? It's a puzzle with no easy answers. Okay, so if your very identity is kind of shaky, what about the world you experience every day? I mean, if the you who's experiencing it is a puzzle, what about reality itself? Well, this brings us to a philosopher named Robert Nozick and his famous thought experiment. It's called the experience machine. And boy, does it make a tempting offer. Just imagine, for a second, a machine you could plug into that would give you any experience you could possibly dream of. You could write the great American novel, fall deeply in love, become a world-famous astronaut. Anything. You'd feel all the joy, the success, all the emotions that go with it. And the whole time, your brain would think it was 100% real. So here it is, the million-dollar question. Knowing you could have a guaranteed life of perfect happiness, a simulated life designed just for you, would you plug in for life? What's fascinating is that most people, when you ask them this, they say no. And that no tells us something huge about ourselves. It seems we don't just want to feel happy. We want our lives, our achievements to be authentic, to be real. We value the struggle, the real connections, the genuine accomplishments. It really makes you look at our modern world with social media and virtual reality and wonder, are we already starting to choose between messy reality and a perfect simulation? Okay, so we've put your identity and your reality under the microscope. There's just one more pillar of your sense of self left to tackle. Your control, your free will.
Yeah, I know. That sounds pretty crazy, right? But our last puzzle makes a surprisingly strong argument that this feeling we all have, that we're in the driver's seat of our own lives, might actually be an illusion.
Let's use a super simple example to see how this works. Picture this. You're at an ice cream shop. You've got two choices, chocolate or vanilla. You think for a second, and a genuine desire for chocolate pops into your head. Now here's the kicker. In that moment, could you just decide to desire vanilla instead? The argument is no. You don't choose your desires, they just sort of happen to you. And if your choices are based on desires you can't control, how free is the choice, really? Now, you might be thinking, hang on, what if the vanilla was way cheaper? I could choose it then. But hold on. The price? That's an external thing you don't control. And your response to the price, that sudden desire to save money, that's another desire you didn't consciously create. So whether the push comes from inside you or outside you, the forces driving your decision are ultimately out of your hands. The choice you end up making was, in a way, already set in motion. All right, so we've taken a hammer to your sense of self, your reality, and your freedom of choice. And after tearing all that down, you're probably asking, what's the point? Why bother with all this? And that is the point. The goal here isn't to bum you out or give you some depressing answer. The power of these puzzles is that they are tools. Think of them like a workout for your brain, designed to help you stretch your thinking and see your own life in a completely new way.
So, what can we actually take away from all this? Well, thinking about the ship of Theseus helps us get comfortable with the idea that we change and grow. The experience machine forces us to get really clear on what we value most, beyond just feeling good. And questioning free will, that can help us have more compassion for other people and think more deeply about the choices we make. At the end of the day, what these puzzles really do is show us that the things we take for granted, maybe we shouldn't. They're an invitation to stay curious. So I'll leave you with this question. What foundational belief about yourself will you take a closer look at next? Thanks for digging into these ideas with me.